Bonjour à toutes et à tous, Linda Olanya d'Ifrikya FM. On est à la salon de SILA. Hello everyone, my name is Linda Olanya from Lesotho and we are recording live from SILA, the book fair. And today I have Ernest Oppong as my guest. Hello Ernest, how are you?
Hi Linda, I'm doing well and you?
Okay, so one interesting thing about Ernest is that he's the Assistant Executive Secretary at African Publishers Network. So tell us about APNet.
Okay, my name is Ernest Oppong, Executive Director, African Publishers Network. African Publishers Network is a Pan-African association of national publishers associations in Africa. We have over 42 national publishers associations in Africa who are members of APNet. APNet builds capacity of African publishers through training, advocacy, networking, and information sharing, as well as trade. Yeah, so over the years, we've been able to train many publishers through associations to improve the publishing of their books for Africa. So that is what APNet does. Our office is in Ghana, serving the whole Africa.
So you're a trained publisher, and I have a very interesting question for you. So what are your thoughts on publishing in Africa? Are we headed in the right direction?
Yes, publishing in Africa has undergone a lot of developmental stages. Day in and day out, I would say African publishers are improving on the kind of books we publish. And I believe that through training and other things, we are building the capacity of African publishers. And if you look at African books today, they are not different from other books from non-African continents. It's like the same. And the difference is that African publishers are catching up with international publishing trends and standards. Yeah, so I would say that African publishers are improving on the kind of books we publish. And we are also seeing diversity of books, different kinds of books, not just textbooks. We have publishers publishing children's books, some publishing storybooks for adults. We have biographies and other non-fiction books being published day in and day out.
So what attracted you to the publishing world? Why not writing? Why did you want to be a publisher?
I love everything about books. I'm a writer myself, but I'm also a trained publisher, having publishing studies first degree program from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. I also had my project management master's from the same university, and I specialize in scholarly book publishing. So everything about publishing is my passion now. Yeah, so you don't need a certificate to be a writer. So I'm a writer. I've written some stories, though I've not published. Yeah, but I believe that helping to publish books is a way we can build literacy among children, adults in Africa for national development.
Oh, that's an interesting fact. But then, what are your thoughts on literacy in Africa? Because you just mentioned literacy. So, what are your thoughts on it?
Literacy in Africa. Right now, we are gradually reducing illiteracy in Africa.
And why is
illiteracy, we are reducing it through books and reading. We are reducing illiteracy in Africa, but we are increasing literacy on a gradual process. So for us to adequately increase literacy rate in Africa, we need people to own books, not just textbooks, but storybooks. So we should have a deliberate system where both government and the individual parents can buy books for themselves and for their children. So when everybody is reading, it is a way of building and improving literacy in Africa. So now you see that we have many literate children. And the reason is that they have access to books. Unlike maybe some 10 years, 20 years or 30 years ago, where people did not have the opportunity to have access to books. But now the story has changed, and many people going to school, having books to read, and all that. So now the literacy rate in Ghana is improving gradually.
Okay, so if you had to read one book for the rest of your life, which book would it be?
Well, I like biography books.
But whose biography in particular?
I can't mention anyone's name, but the reason why I like biography is that I mostly read some of them, and I read with the purpose of learning something new from what others have done. Yes, so apart from the popular ones, I don't like mentioning the popular ones, but there are also non-popular people whose biography contain something we can always learn from. Yeah, so I like biography books, and I also like fiction books, like adult story books. Yeah.
Yeah, but then, okay, what's your favorite book? That's my question. What's your favorite African literature book?
My favorite African literature book, I would say Things Fall Apart. Yes. I like the Proverbs in that book, and it also teaches about our culture. I also like this book published by a Nigerian publisher, The Gods Are Not to Blame. It's also a very rich cultural book. So there are a lot of books I've read, and I like them from African setting.
Okay, the theme of the book fair is Africans write their future. So what are your thoughts on that?
African writes the future. I believe that books is one way we can use to write the culture and the future of Africa. Books are a permanent tool or medium that convey information that helps people to know more about something. Yeah, so African writes the future, I believe, is a timely theme for this year's book fair. And we should use this opportunity to promote books, to ensure that we use books to disseminate, distribute our culture to people in other world. Because I believe there are so many things to learn from Africa. And our brothers and sisters in non-African continents do not really understand who we are. But we can make them understand Africa through our books.
Okay, so I have two more questions.
Okay.
Okay, so you are a publisher, and then people believe that digital books are going to replace printed books. So what are your thoughts on that, especially in the African setup?
Yes, there is this belief, but I don't believe so, that digital books can replace physical books. Rather, digital books can complement physical books. Physical books will always be there. And I can tell you there are studies which show that many people are not interested in reading digital books. They prefer to read the physical books because digital books also have their disadvantages. Some who have eye problem cannot stay on screen for some minutes. Yes, and also sometimes when you are reading digital books, it's like you easily get tired, unlike having the physical book before you. So there is no way digital books can replace physical books, but rather digital books are helping physical books to promote literacy, to share and help people to acquire knowledge.
Okay, so my last question is, why haven't you published your stories yet?
Oh, that's a nice question. I'm still modifying the stories. You know, I started writing about, I think, over 6 years ago.
And you haven't published anything?
I have about over 10 stories, but I have not published any of them. But it's something I will publish.
So
yes.
Hopefully you'll publish, and then next year you'll be seated in the same chair, and I'll interview you as a writer and just not a publisher.
Hopefully, I'll
Thank
publish.
you so much, Ernest.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you.